Aussie.
Well, hey, here we go. Kicking off Friday night. I kind of kicked off my Friday night quite a few hours ago, but now I'm home, and I am having, God forbid, a non-alcoholic beverage to, I don't know, hydrate and give me a bit of caffeine, keep me going for a while. Been out on Melbourne town. Hat tip to the Trinket Bar and the Gin Palace. Both fine venues, had some fine beverages and some nice food as well. And now am home and only got rained on a little bit. And Dr. Abigail, you may be pleased to know I did not fall asleep in the Gin Palace this time. And in fact, I ordered a martini because I didn't even remember the martini I had last time, which seemed like a travesty. Place as good as Gin Palace. So in fact, Mrs. Angry ordered a cocktail they called their Wet and Dirty, and I had a dry martini. Of course, the wet refers to more vermouth, the dirty refers to brine in it. They were both fantastic martinis, really well balanced, and we kept sipping each other's because the contrast of the salty one and the dry citrusy one was just fantastic. So yes, hi Dr. Abigail, hi Mega Leach, and so I'm here, and happy Friday to you too, Salumi. I hope the packing and the moving continues apace for you. I am in this weird thing because we took public transport home, so I don't know, I haven't had an alcoholic beverage for about an hour and a half, and so I'm in this weird, I was kind of drunk and now I'm kind of sobering a little. It's a very weird liminal state to be in, and now I'm having an energy drink. So Mrs. Angry feels like she's a bit more drunk than me. That's her trying to find the spoon she wants in the drawer. We had a good night. We had several really nice drinks. This is in two different venues. We're out with my sister and her husband, and we had a good time. And now we're back. And so chilling down a bit. I was going to invent and perfect a drink tonight. I still kind of want to do that, but I'm going to pick up to it. So I'm thinking of in the last year or two drinks I've discovered that went onto my favorite list. They were riffs on classics. So that's kind of the super obvious. And that's like without getting super fussy. Like sometimes you go to bars, and it's good bars, and the drinks, they have tinctures of this and a special foam of that. And they've prepared all these bizarre fringe ingredients that, you don't have those at home. But I'm just thinking, the two that I've liked in the last year, Death and Taxes, which is essentially a Manhattan riff, and the Woodson and Ford, which is a Vieux Carré riff. And they're not fussy. They just change the elements. And hello, Nettie. Yes, here I am. I've been out. Now I'm home. So I'm thinking I want to start with one of those classic boozy cocktails and just change things up. Use different spirits. Split the base, maybe. come up with a balance. So got to think which classic to start with. And so rather than my fancy book, the PDT book, which has fucking awesome recipes in it. It's where the death and taxes is in here. That's what I heard. It's good. This one, my first cocktail book that Mrs. Angry got me, which is also a great book, but in a different way. It has, this is over 200 recipes, but they're much more classic cocktails than sort of cutting edge ones. Like, you know, a corn and oil, rum, falernum, lime. Oh, looks like you're looking for something. Forget where you put something. All right, that happens. So it's like rum. Yeah, if you're playing with that, maybe you do a split rums and instead of falernum, another sort of. Ooh, what's the other one? Another thing. Dr. Abigail. I love that. Sorry. It's amusing how many people message you because Angry Stream didn't start at 8. Well, I did. I gave lots of warning on Tuesday. Or no, it was last night. I gave lots of warning last night that I might be late or I might not even do a stream. Yeah, and I did the update. What was that? That was about 8:30 when I got home. Essentially, I got home about 8:30. I thought, okay, I need to decompress, put up a warning that I'm going live, and do that. Allspice Dram. That's what I was trying to think of. Anyway, not forgotten. Familiar classics back from the dead obscurities. Friend 75, a howitzer, a gimlet. What's a howitzer? Bourbon, lemon juice, simple syrup, peach, topped with champagne. So that's a whiskey sour topped with champagne. Ooh, weird. And Alaska, gin and chartreuse and bitters. Leave it to me. Gin, lemon, raspberry, maraschino, simple syrup. A Claridge, gin, dry vermouth, apricot for liqueur, Cointreau. So that's like, that's like a 50-50 martini with some sweet stuff in it. A Sleepy Hollow, gin, lemon juice, apricot, simple syrup, and mint. Ephemeral, gin, vermouth, elderflower. Gaby de Lee, gin, orgeat. That's interesting. That's basically a gin old fashioned with a little bit of absinthe. Dr. Abigail, you didn't get home to 8:30 anyway. There you go. You remember saying before it told us before. There you go. That's fair. Knowing the future and all that. A Holland Gin Daisy, Geneva, lemon juice, curacao, club soda. Actually, you know what? I had a really fucking good drink tonight, and I'll try and recreate that with what I had. That's literally what I'm going to do. Not for a while. I'm going to finish my energy drink. I'm fucking building up to it. Build it up. Build it up. Build it up. Looks a lordy. Oh. Yep, my Tablet trinket. Okay. Just want to see if there was any interesting news that I missed. What happened? Ooh, a headline from The Guardian. Scott Morrison is relentlessly eroding Australians' faith in democracy and laughing about it. Oh, dear. Oh, one from the ABC. Scott Morrison's horror show isn't over. There's a high risk of more damage to come. Dang. I remember, it was the ABC ripping into Scott Morrison about his treatment of Karen Andrews, former Home Affairs Minister, was particularly gratuitous. God, he's a dipshit. There would be a Cook by-election should Morrison step down. So, a double-edged sword. Coalition members are aware of the harm his continuing presence will do to them, but they're worried about a by-election. Oh. So everyone thinks Morrison will eventually be pressured to resign. Wowzers. Yeah, and Morrison's such a fucking freak, honestly. The fuck is wrong with that guy? It's he's it's dangerous to armchair analyze someone. He's a narcissist. He has a narcissistic personality, but he's a sociopath. He's a piece of shit. Let's leave all the diagnoses out and just settle on he's a fucking prick. He is just a piece of shit. He fucking sucks, that guy. Ugh, so that's my deep and insightful political commentary. Scott Morrison fucking sucks. I don't know if there's anything else. Well, that's interesting. Sydney Morning Herald headline: The Scott Morrison horror show will continue. What was that ABC headline? Yeah, Scott Morrison's horror show isn't over. That's fun. It's been declared a horror show. Inside the world's first whiskey distillery to earn a Michelin star. Well, see, that's my type of news. Which distillery is that? Scotland. Gave us golf whiskey and deep fried Mars bars. The Glenturret Lalique restaurant, the world's first distillery fine dining concept, opened in July 2021. First Michelin star restaurant in a whiskey distillery. And they don't serve Mars bars. Yeah, that doesn't sound like my type of place, honestly. Too fussy. Hey, Celtic King. And yes, Dr. Abigail, on top of anything else you want to say about Scott Morrison, he is fucking incompetent. He's the poster child for privileged white guys failing upwards. It's absolutely stunning that someone so incompetent is given such high office. Ooh, someone charged with murder on a 24-year-old cold case. I often wonder, and I suppose it's going to vary from person to person, but when you hear about the occasional case where someone's finally prosecuted for a cold case murder, like something that's decades old, like occasionally you'll get one that's 40 years later, someone is successfully prosecuted for a murder. And I often find myself wondering, how has that person been in the intervening decades. Like they've murdered someone and gotten away with it. Are they tortured by guilt? Have they gotten over it? Do they not think about it at all? Are they, worse? Are they sort of gleefully happy and, privately gloating that they got away with murder? Or, some spectrum of that. And then, of course, how they feel when they get caught. Like someone who had been plagued by guilt over years, they may actually be relieved to be arrested and prosecuted. But can you imagine someone who either didn't think about it, like they'd left it behind, or someone who was sort of gleeful or smug about having gotten away with murder, decades later getting done for it? That'd be fucking wild. Salumi, packing's happening. Excited about the move? Yes. It's a shitty day. Corrupt people protect corruption. Oh, yeah, sadly, that is very true. Systems of power protect people who are willing to abuse power, essentially. Even when the system of power wasn't cynically constructed to favor abusers, abusers tend to benefit from systems of power. It's, they're just more likely to know the ways to exploit the system. It fucking sucks. And the sad fact is, so many, in the vast majority of systems of power are corrupted. And so corrupt and fucked people, they're in their own element when they're in this structure. So they do not give two shits about exploiting and abusing a system, because they spend their days exploiting and abusing people. So when they recognize a power structure that lets them continue in their exploitative and abusive way, they, two hands grab it and say, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll have some of that. Some of this here power and corruption. I'll like it. Which, I know is a bit cynical, but as many studies have shown, intelligent people tend to be cynical. Hellion, hello, Kirsten. Nice to see you. Oh my God, that's the okay. I gave this. Kirsten's ratbags and rapscallions reminded me of another name for regulars on the stream. It was just a meme someone posted, and it was a picture from a place that sells plants. What do we call them again? Jesus Christ. Not that drunk, but I'm forgetting words. I want to call it a Bunnings. Garden centre? A garden centre? I don't know. Is there another name for them? Thank you. That's actually probably the word I was trying to think of, Dr. Abigail. Nursery. Yeah, Kirsten Nursery. Yeah, Salumi Bunnings. That was what I was thinking, a Bunnings. And Celtic King got nursery as well. Yes, you're all right. Yeah, a nursery. And I don't know if I should just tell you what it was, or if I should save it for a surprise. I'll call the stream that another night. I shouldn't be talking it up. It's not that exciting. Do I? Oh yeah, I do have the picture. It's a garden centre. A plant hole, yes. No. You get something from the nursery and you put it in a plant hole. So, this picture was taken at a place that sells plant hole fillers, also known as plants. Ugh. Dr. Abigail, was that a reference to the old Simpsons thing when Homer refers to a garage and Mo goes, "Oh, we call it a garage, do we? La-di-da." And Homer's like, "What do you call it?" And you would rationally expect um, Mo to say garage, which is, and the garage is a bit fancy. Garage is a thing. And Homer says, "Oh, don't you call it a garage? What do you call it?" Mo's just like, a car hole. Ooh, Dr. Abigail, you're excited. Ooh. Started sorting through 20,000 emails dating back 2015. So far, so good. Oh, no. Hey, Heine. Slight headache, otherwise fine. Good to hear. Megaleech, main business of plant nurseries, grow plants for domestic gardens. Primary business of garden centers to sell plants and related products. Oh, we're getting, is that like Wikipedia definitions? Garden centers not only dedicated to selling plants, also inspiring the customers with creative planting ideas. That sounds like PR written by a garden center. But yes, I was thinking of it. Well, the place where the picture was taken was actually called Garden Vale, by the looks of it. No, wait, what's the... Goredale. What the hell is that? Is that a suburb? Or is that the name of the shop? Anyway, like I said, I shouldn't talk it up. It's not that I think it's funny. I think it's funny and silly. I think the sign is possibly intentionally silly. Who knows though? You know how sometimes people say things and they have no idea there's a really obvious innuendo or joke in it, and they look really confused when you laugh. I remember there's an actor, been in a few things, British actor, and he's done a bunch of stuff in America, and he's being interviewed on, like, Good Morning Britain or whatever, and the breakfast show, male and female host, the normal thing, and they go, "Oh, it's going great. You're doing all these things. You're in this, and he goes, "Yeah, it's going well." And the female host says, "I imagine you had to beat off a lot of Americans for the roles," and he just goes, "What?" And he's like laughing, and she's going, "What?" And she's just like, "Oh," and just going, "But why are you laughing? You would have had to beat off other men for the roles." And he's just going, "Oh my God, you said it again." Safi, you were late tonight as well. Well, fashionably late. So, yes, I sometimes think when people say something or make a sign that's a really obvious double entendre or just joke, they're unaware of the fact that it. Hey, Justin, how's it going? I think there was a cover of an old Archie comic too. Archie getting something for one of the girls, and they say, "Thanks. Was it hard to get?" And she said, and he said, "I had to beat off 3 other guys to get it." And it's like, well, that's dedication, Archie. Ooh, what are you after? Ice cream. I might have an ice cream. There's ice creams in there. Oh, okay. Dr. Abigail Raymond was good. He didn't drink as much as us, but Raymond is enjoying visiting Melbourne. So if we actually started at 4:30, we had an early. Well, Miss Anger and I shared a bunch of little snacky things, and we had a couple of drinks, and then we went to another venue and had a couple of drinks, and it was like 7:30, and we're like, okay, going home now. But it was quite good. Yes. First overt reference to sex on American primetime TV. Ward, I think you were a little hard on the beaver last night. Ward likes it rough. Again, for those who don't get it, that's a reference to an old squeaky clean show called Leave It to Beaver. There was a kid whose nickname was the Beaver. And yes, the mother did say to the father, whose name was Ward, Ward, I think you're a bit hard on the beaver last night. Fanar, fanar. Oh my gosh. Is that the Nocturne gin? Because not whiskey. Because I've got the Nocturne and I like the Nocturne. Because I'm here for it. I've got space on the cart now. Absolutely. So yes, I mean, also that the bottled old fashioned sounds good too. I mean, I make my own bottled old fashioned. I actually have to taste. I've got stuff that's been in the barrel for a while. I have to give it a progress taste. See what it's like. Yes, the Nocturne Rye Malt. Hot damn. I'm just waiting for the release on that one. So, yeah. That does sound... Yeah, okay. So for those who don't know, where is it? I've got it here. Okay, so different whiskies have different rules for aging. Bourbon is interesting because, well, it has to be made in America to be called bourbon. There are rules about the mash bill, like what % corn, etc. There are rules about the proof of it. You're not allowed to add anything but water to it. So you can't sweeten it or flavor it or anything. And it has to be aged in new oak barrels. Now, your various, traditionally most, like scotches and Irish whiskies, they are not aged in new barrels. They tended to be aged in ex-wine barrels. And of course, because every bourbon barrel can only be used once to make bourbon, because they have to make it in a new barrel. So there are all these barrels for sale. And so other distillers, are buying up the ex-bourbon barrels. So you often get, Scotch and Irish whiskies aged in ex-bourbon barrels, wine barrels, etc. Australian single malts tend to be aged in, because we have a huge wine industry, so there's a shit ton of wine barrels to age the whiskies in and whatnot. So the one we're talking about, you see we're doing a free ad for Archie. It's this. Maid and I make great vermouths. I have several of their vermouths. This one's called Nocturne. Nocturne combines mature wines from central Victoria with Antipodean botanicals plucked from sleeping eucalypt forests and black truffles unearthed from the Victorian soil. So this is a dark, very aromatic flavored, slightly bitter vermouth. And the rye malt is a rye malt whiskey, and it's been aged in this bottle. Yum. Sorry, it's been aged in the barrel that this was aged in. So I'm really looking forward to that. Ooh, maybe I should make a Manhattan, because I'm definitely getting that. When I get it, I should make a Manhattan with that and this. Be a good combo. Oh yes, no, I was just trying to get the flirting thing. Dr. Abigail, you're getting even more with Double Entendre, leaving it wide open for you. I tried to. No one took the bait. There was a video on YouTube with probably the biggest cocktail channel, How to Drink, where he does all sorts of weird, interesting things, trying to recreate things, and he was making drinks that were from a Reddit thread of really weird shit to put together that weirdly and magically tastes like something else when you put it together. And he's doing the thing about, this is the weirdest thing I've put in my mouth. And I was trying to get a response from people. I commented on it. Oh, I've put weirder things in my mouth in a truck stop. And if anyone took the bait, and suggested I was talking about sexual things, I go, what? No, I was just talking about all the weird flavors of jerky they have. What are you talking about? So, Kirsten, at the tasting, you added Luxardo cherries called a Black Manhattan. Nice. Damn. Well, I got my cherries. All right. Probably going to be a couple of weeks before I can get it, but that's okay. Something to look forward to. Right. It also makes me realize I haven't used this in a while. Now it's making me think I should make something with it tonight. All right. Thinking. All right. First things first, I'm going to taste something in the barrel. I think it's been in the barrel at least a week. I just want to taste it to make sure it's okay. Probably going to stay in there longer. So I'm going to get a shotty glass. Actually, I want to top up the water in the fridge. I just noticed the water reservoir was quite low. So we'll top that up. Okay. Because I'm going to be good and maybe hydrate later. All right. Top up my water filter. All right, stop camera for a little while I do this. Let's bring in the production line. Goddamn people drinking water. Make sure there's water available. All right. That's what I want. Shot glass while I'm up. All right. Now. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be expensive too. But, within bounds, we'll see. 11th of the 8th. What's the date now? 19th. Okay, this has been in there a week. This one, 14th. So that's only been in there 5 days. I might taste that on Sunday. But this is my death and taxes. Just swirl it around to make sure it's all mixed up. Take the bung out of the bung hole. Give it a taste. See how it's going. Oh, okay. It's like my new favorite cocktail, Death and Taxes. Oh my God, it's such a rich smell. Yum. Smells so sweet. It smells like cherries. Oh, yum. Oh my god. It's so fucking boozy. Be good on ice. Or I'd stir it on ice. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just going to look up something in here. I'm sure it was in here. Coda. Death. Cuzco. De la Louisiane. Desert Rose. Deschler. GED. Diamondback. Corpse Reviver. Daiquiri. De la Louisiane. Deathbed. Okay, maybe it wasn't in there. Yeah, maybe I saw it on a website. Who knows? Let me. I think it's just because it was a Jim Meehan one. Oh god, I'm not typing good. Death and taxes. All right, trying that again. Appears to be on Difford's Guide. Death and taxes. Death and taxes. Ugh, cocktail. And there was actually a bar called Death and Taxes too. I was because it said an ampersand. That's fucking annoying. Okay. So yeah, you serve it in Nicanor glasses, not on ice. Got to stir it on them. Okay. Okay. All right. Not sure what the barrel's going to do. Maybe leave that for another week. But the one I had tonight that I really liked, I took a picture of the menu. It was called A Sunny Side, and it was kind of a riff on an old fashioned. So you've got Geneva, Amaro Montenegro, Mandarin, Sugar, Apricot Bitters. So I got to try and make this, and I have an Australian Geneva. Safa, is Morrison a secret former dictator? He's just a fucking arsehole. He is just an arsehole. I mean, he really, you just got to think about it for a second and go, wow, he's a piece of shit. You think of all the things he did and the stuff he's doing now, he's not prime minister, with, just with the happy clappers and all that shit. It's like, he's a piece of fucking garbage. He's really fucking bad. All right, so I got to get my Amara. I think some of these are in the shelf in the next room. Now, it doesn't say Mandarin liqueur, but I have a Mandarin liqueur, and I'm going to use that. I think the zest in this was actually Mandarin. Sugar, apricot bitters. All right, I need to get my Amaro Montenegro and my Mandarin. Possibly the Jennifer, but I think the Jennifer would be here. Going to have a look. Hey, Rays, what's up with you? Oh, yeah. As the other thing, Safa, Morrison's not funny. He thinks he's joining in on memes and he's going, oh, hell, wacky. He's not funny. He's a fucking piece of shit. All right. I'm going to look down here, see if my Jennifer is doing here. I think it is. I think that's it. Jennifer. There we go. Now I'm going to go in the next room and get a couple of things. She does.
What are you having?
I'm going to try and recreate drink I had gin palace.
Oh,
The sunny side.
the sweet stuff. That was very nice.
It was. That's why I'm trying to recreate it. Get a couple of things from the bookshelf. All right. We go Mara Montenegro. Okay, knocking shit over. Did I just cut the stream off? Nope, stream's still there. Good job. I closed the window. I didn't know if I'd cut the stream off. Okay, I need to clear a bit of space because I'm freaking falling over stuff here. Okay, so. Now, they had peach old-fashioned. Peach bitters. I think I'll just use orange bitters. Because I have a lot of bitters, but I do not have peach bitters. And they had a bit of sugar as well. So I'll just use a tiny bit of apple sugar syrup. Or should I use cherry? Ooh, that's a big call. Apple sugar syrup or cherry sugar syrup? I'm going to go with just a teeny bit of the cherry. It's very thick, so I'm just going to put a little bit of that in. And I guess I'm going to stir this on ice. So I want my stirring glass, my stirring finger, both of which I studiously put in the dishwasher before I went out. Dishwasher, Jigger und Peeler und Skewer. Oh, I'm getting all my shit together now. Gonna put my shit in a pile, and then I'll have a big pile of shit. Then I'll know where my shit is. I really do not have enough room to fuck around here, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Stirring glass. Right. Yeah, it's an old-fashioned. Okay, so I'm going to put it in my old-fashioned glass. And I'll get some ice to go with that. Good damn. Okay, so that's rubbish. That can go in recycling. Push a bunch of stuff and hope nothing falls over. I'm going to give myself a bit more room because I'm being an idiot at the moment. All right, I'll do that. Do that. I'll do that. Okay, I want some ice in my glass. I'm getting closer to being on like Donkey Kong. Okay. Big old, last ice cube in the big old ice cube tray. Gonna have to refill the big old ice cube tray with its big old ice cubes. Drop that in there. Okay. Und so. Time to start mixing. Now, I don't know the ratios in here, so I'm making ratios up. But I can take a good, solid guess. Ray's tried cocktails rather than beer. Woke up with camel tattoo on your toe. Well, at least you maintained your sense of humor getting a camel toe. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go with 1.5. Oh, the Geneva. Oh, fuck me sideways. You know what? Fuck it. I've started. I'm just going to build it in the glass. Fuck it. It's not very complicated. Teeny bit of cherry syrup. It's probably enough. That is a rich syrup, that one. All right. Und I'm going to go 15 mils of Amaro Montenegro. There we go. And 15 mils of mandarin. And so it's Geneva, Mara Montenegro, mandarin, sugar and bitters. Okay, couple of things. Yes, Kirsten. Husband who brings cheese. That does make him the sexiest man alive. Well, not much comes out of this bloody bitters. So you have to shake it a lot. All right. So, give that a stir. And here's my garnish, bit of orange. Okay, that's all kinds of shit with the peeling. Wait, I'm going to get a better peeler. Okay. I'll be back in a sec. Okay. Got a better peeler to peel a better bit of peel for me. That's a bit more like it. All right. Yeah, that's much more like it. Got orange oil on there. Drop that in there. See, my hands are sticky. I need to wash my hands. All right. Oh, and a cherry. The cherries are in the fridge. Okay. Got the cherry. I got the cherry. Put the cherry in the bottle. Cherry in the glass and mix it all up. Said doctor. I must have missed that. Kirsten husband brought home vodka, which was confusing, but at least cheese. No, I like it, Raze. You actually got a camel toe tattoo. I like it. Cheers, y'all. All right. Let's see what this one tastes like. It's really good. Okay. Yeah, the Amaro is coming through slightly bitter, which is what an Amaro does. I'm not saying that as a negative. It's pretty good. I don't think it tastes like the drink I had earlier tonight, but it's pretty good. That's the summary, Dr. Abigail. Every woman's husband needs to worry about you. Stir my drink. Let's see if Mrs. Angry wants to do a taste test of this, because she had the drink I had at the bar as well. No, we'll jump back in a second. You want to taste me trying to recreate?
It looks like it. Except yours has got a cherry. I know they didn't have a cherry, did they?
Pretty good, isn't it?
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
I think it's different, but it's nice.
But yeah. I mean, that's pretty similar, though.
Yeah.
Lovely. That's the
Sunny side,
sunny side.
like a Jennifer old fashioned.
Mm.
I'm happy with
It's got some strawberry in it, hasn't it?
it. It had Jennifer and Amara Montenegro, and they said Mandarin, whatever that meant, because it was Mandarin. I have Mandarin liqueur, I put a bit of Mandarin liqueur.
Yeah, I reckon it's the garnish.
Yeah, it might have just been the garnish.
But that does something. So you don't have Mandarin.
Yeah. Yeah, bit of fun.
Nice.
All right, we got the seal of approval for my Geneva Old Fashioned. Oh, Barbiecore happening in fashion. Yeah, because there's a Barbie movie coming out next year and it's going to be all hype. I'm the other woman your mother forgot to warn you about. So yes. So for Mrs. Angry gives it a thumbs up. She thinks it's in the ballpark of the drink we had. It's nice. It's really quite nice. Another one I might make for my YouTube channel. I think I'll just call it a Geneva Old Fashioned. So, Kirsten, what am I missing there? What's Peach PRC? Is that a reference to Barbiecore? Hello, Mimsy. What are you doing? Do you want another taste of it? Yes, there you go. Raised, depending on how you interpret punk, there's been various, revivals and mutations of punk over the years. I love it when someone's trying to pretend they're all hard and punk. Someone younger is trying to pretend they're all hard and punk and whatnot. I tell them my age and then say, by the way, I'm too young to have been a punk. Actual punk, Summer of Hate, 1976. if anyone thinks they're being hard or scary because they're punk or what, and they're young, like they're under 30, God forbid under 20, and they go, yeah, punk, man, punk. I go, yeah, punk, cool. And then, like I said, tell them my age and then say, I was too young to be a punk. So good on you rebelling by doing granddad shit. But, punk still has the power to shock. Suffer Milkism was not a punk, no. Okay, so Kirsten Peach, PRC is Peak Barbie. Okay, cool. I actually, speaking of punk, my random music thing, which I love, all the streaming music things too. I have YouTube Music because I have YouTube Premium, which I could be wrong, but I think actually pays artists at least a little bit better than Spotify. Spotify is fucking evil. Spotify is shit, and the CEO of Spotify needs to get fucking sorted out by someone. He's an asshole. Anywho, I was doing some of classic ones from my youth, like 80s music, like pick something and then it auto picks stuff that it thinks goes with it. And in the list, the Public Image Limited's "This Is Not a Love Song" came on, which was a fucking classic when I was in high school. For those who don't know, John Lydon, aka Johnny Rotten, after the Sex Pistols, went off and did his own thing, and one of the better Public Image Limited tracks was called "This Is Not a Love Song." It's really good. I was into it when I was in high school, but it's very old. Safra, I have no idea what that question means. Yes, Dr. Abigail. Skater Boy said, "See you later, boy." Also, I'm just going to throw out that song, that Avril Lavigne song. He was a skater boy, and the girl went like, "Yeah, motherfucker, you've got no future. I'm not gonna waste time on you." And then he becomes a rock star, and that's supposed to be like, well, she missed her chance. And I go, okay, let's be real. The way that guy's described as a skater boy and whatnot, 999,999 times out of a million, having nothing to fucking do with him is definitely the right choice. But okay, then he became successful. It's probably still the right choice to not be with him because most rock stars are fucking pieces of shit. Right, you haven't met a punk in years. Well, you're talking about John Lydon. John Lydon's turned into a pathetic, reactionary old man who loves Trump. John Lydon's turned into a fucking idiot. Because, he had some good things to say over the years, but he's a fucking idiot now. Okay, rapper, you realized you left out a P and there was a thing about a raper. So you got to be careful. He's going to revisit DJ Roots after making a deal with American rapper Fat Man Scoop on live radio. Who knows? Politics is dumb and stupid. Fat Man Scoop, is that the is he the turn up for what guy? Besides, he shouldn't be doing stuff with Australian rappers. Should be doing stuff with he shouldn't be doing stuff with American rappers. He should be doing stuff with Australian rappers. Like AB Original released a new track yesterday, I think, which fucking kicks ass, called King Billy Coke Bottle, which the reference might get past a lot of people. But I heard growing up, King Billy Coke Bottle was a comedian, was a white guy who had a character that was a pretty fucked, evil, racist caricature of an Indigenous Australian. And yeah, big surprise, it was a fucking white guy doing it. So yes, AB Original, Briggston Trials, released a track inspired by the fuckery that was King Billy Coke Bottle. I've only listened to it once. I saw he released it, so I went and found it on YouTube. And it's pretty fucking good. Pretty sort of dark and gutsy. Just what do you learn? There was a recruitment round where no one was selected because all the suitable candidates lived outside of Canberra. Right. Hiring people, particularly for skilled roles at the moment, can be difficult. I suffer because I think I'm old. I'm sure I'm older than Albanese, actually. Oh no, he's older than me. There you go. So Albanese is a young boomer, but he was an adult in like Gen X times. He's at that really awkward thing, the cusp of the years that's regarded as being boomer and Gen X. He would technically be a boomer, but he was an adult in the 80s when Gen X was coming up. Ooh, neat. Okay. So Albanese is separated but not divorced, and has a new partner. I knew he had a partner he wasn't married to. I didn't know he had been married. He got married in 2000, separated in 2019, and then officially had another partner in 2021. There you go. I had this funny feeling he was younger than me, but he's older than me. Yeah, I agree, Safa. Morrison looks much old. Albanese, he's 59. He looks pretty good for 59. Scott Morrison. Jesus. Okay, now Morrison's younger than me. So Albanese's older and Morrison's younger than me. Safa, I don't think so, dude. You think it'd be bad if Albanese got divorced, but he has a different partner now. It's the joy of Australian politics. Like our first female PM had a live-in dude that she wasn't married to, which I fucking love. Oh yeah, Ray's fucking Howard's a walking corpse. He is an absolute fucking walking corpse. But he is old. Okay, how old? Because I don't even know. John Howard, former Prime Minister of Australia, 39. Okay, so he's like 83. He's 83. Looks every day of it too. Yeah, no, he's a walking fucking corpse, that guy. Thank you, Safa. I was hoping someone was going to speak up and say I looked better than Morrison. Secret source in the government. Albo, 20-year-old son has access to the invite-only Qantas Chairman's Lounge for celebrities and CEOs. You want to suck up to the Prime Minister. That's all I'm saying. Raise. Oh, yeah, no. Howard's been old since the 80s, man. Howard's just fucking old. And like he's a walking fucking corpse these days. And Jesus Christ, why the fuck? I know why they get him out because he's a former prime minister and he's second longest serving Liberal prime minister after Robert Menzies. So he's a major figure in conservative politics. Blah blah blah. But Jesus Christ, trotting him out to get his comment on things today, like the fucker is so out of touch. Like even the majority of the conservative wing of the conservative parties think Howard's a fucking has-been. Oh, Jesus Christ, Rays. Again, if you're old enough, you remember when John Howard was a junior minister in various Liberal Party governments, and his eyebrows, he had those wild, out of control caterpillar eyebrows that some guys get, and they were just fucking out of control. And when he went for the leadership, he got his eyebrows trimmed because people just said, like, no, dude, you look fucking weird. It's like he'd been in denial for a decade or so about how fucking wild his eyebrows were. It was like, yeah, no, you can't be taken seriously as a leader with those trippy as fuck eyebrows you have. Just fucking trim them, man. I see Dr. Abigail Morrison with his memes. He's trying to get in on the memes to say he's in on the joke. God, he's fucked. He's so fucked. And Justin Reckon Shorten's compared Morrison's scandal to Trump. I'm not sure in what way, but they're both fucked. So that is a good thing. Safa, I think Morrison was drinking a really shitty pina colada, basically. He's probably just drinking something really shitty and fruity and unimaginative. Yeah, Safa. Sorry, Rays. I think Howard's eyebrows sucked all the hair growth out of the top of his head. But yeah, seriously, if you don't, I'm going to go young John Howard eyebrows. I specifically said young John Howard, and I got a fuck ton of old Bing, you fucking suck. Wait, I'll go with Google. Do an image search on Google. Young John Howard eyebrows. Images. Oh, they got a young okay, young Albanese, kind of hot. Yeah, okay. Even Google image search just gave me a bunch of fucking old John Howard. And there are no good eyebrow pictures. And I keep getting the actor John Howard, who's a fine Australian actor. Okay, no decent pictures came up. Fuck that. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. John Howard used to have seriously fucking out of control caterpillar eyebrows. They were wild. Just you think there's childhood photos of John Howard on Wikipedia. All right. Yes, Salumi, thanks for dropping in. I feel like you should get an early night. Had a rubbish day and you've got a big weekend. Sending all the positivity out to you that you have a good move. And yeah. So, anyways, we get a PM with Howard's eyebrows. Russ laugh, Abbott Speedos. Biggest meme in history is leader. Ooh, geez. That's a yeah, I thought you meant Rudd. Sorry. Rudd's laugh. Oh god. Abbott Speedos. What you want Abbott Speedos with like the hair from Howard's eyebrows creeping out of the Speedos, like out of control feral pubes. And okay, you kind of got to give it to Abbott. He's fit as fuck for his age. Dear, when will I have another look at Boone's book? Oh, shit. Do you mean that really weird Japanese kids book I made videos of like 10 years ago? Is dear old school YouTube question right there. If that's what you're talking about, that got less fun. The original version of it had a voice, a text to voice thing, which was really funny and bad. Yeah, okay, yeah. Boone the Bear. Yeah, there was these trippy as fuck Japanese kids books you could get on an app. It got less funny when they actually got a voice actor to do it. They did an update where it was a voice actor instead of a text to voice converter. The text to voice converter was fucking hilarious. Okay, now I feel like I should just go and find that on my YouTube channel. Where are we? Your channel. Okay, videos. Search my videos. See if I can find it. I might even show it because it was very weird. No, that didn't get it. Kids book. Ah, yes, that got it. Weirdest kids book ever from Japan. 12 years ago, I did that video. Okay. 4-minute video. Oh God. Sorry. I'm just, if I can play something, I'm going to get momentarily depressed at how young I looked 12 years ago. Damn. Also, I'm probably weigh about 20 kilograms less there. Not that much, but maybe 15 kilograms. Oh, no, probably 20. Probably 20 kilograms less than I do now, which is a bit depressing. Life. Am I right? All right. I might put this on. Why not? Just for a bit of variety. Okay, so that's the book. We'll go full screen. Oh wait, I think I forgot to do the share audio. Stop sharing. Okay, gonna just make sure the audio comes through. Tab. Okay. I'm gonna put me down here. Oh God, that's fucking depressing. Jesus. All right, let's play this.
G'day viewers, I wanted to share with you today a kid's book from Japan. And yes, to an outsider, there be some crazy shit in Japan. Some of it doesn't translate all that well, I suspect. In this case, literally so. It's actually an iPod app that I'm going to show you. There's a series of kids' books with a character called Boone. And it's written in Japanese, and there's an audio translation into English, which I suspect is machine translation. And you'll soon see why I suspect it's machine translation rather than an actual person, which is weird because I wouldn't think it would cost very much to get a person to do it. Hell, if you've got a Japanese book you want translated, I'll do the voiceover. But check out Boone's Christmas. Okay, here's my tip. Don't watch this close up in HD. You'll see all my horrible skin blemishes. But here's Boone's Christmas. Let's see, there's a little audio thing there. So, okay. Christmas Boone-chan. There you go. Fair enough. And so we go through, and we start. Look, here is Boone putting up his Christmas decorations.
Decoration alone. I want to do something.
Decoration alone. Apparently, Boone has horrible existential doubt and loneliness, but this one's a bit cheerier.
I am Banta. I cannot help without anything.
I am Banta. I cannot help without anything. So you can see why I think it was a machine translation, particularly with this one.
Cock, cock, even if there is little heat.
Okay, cock, cock. I'm going to go with that's a machine translation error because I think they meant to say cough, cough, and because I think this is meant to be a kid's book, not talking about cock, cock. Look, this is cute. This is a bit more like it.
Boone can be reindeer.
Boone can be reindeer.
Transvestite.
What?
Transvestite.
Okay, what the fuck is going on here? Like here, this dress up,
Boone can be reindeer.
Boone can be reindeer. Okay, I'm down with that.
Transvestite. Transvestite.
What? That's not even Boone can be a transvestite or Boone knows a transvestite. It's just transvestite. Hey, look, and I'm all for, better representation of different sexualities and lifestyles, but what the?
Transvestite.
What is that even about? See, we got
Into the snowman and surprises everyone.
Enter the Snowman surprises everyone.
But alone.
Alone! The fuck? This is like the most depressing kids' book ever. Boone's job is even worse. That's another thing that starts with
Boone be forced.
Boone be forced. That is not sounding like a good job.
Boone is busy at work.
So he's busy at work. That's fair enough. He works on a computer.
His career is web designer and web director.
All right, he's a web designer. You're cutting edge, Boone.
Although the world is recession, he has a lot of jobs.
See, sucks to the rest of the world. You're in recession, but Boone has lots of jobs.
Even though the profit is little.
Okay, that's kind of depressing. Even though the profit is little and poor little Boone is forced to subsist on rice. And this looks even worse.
Even if he is very tired.
Even if he's very tired to the point of just collapsing on the ground.
Because Boone like people, he wants to work hard.
Boone likes people, even weird-looking people like that. And let's finish on an up note.
Connecting web. Boone designs the ring of human.
See, Boone designs the ring of human. I'm going to go with this is the most fucked up kids book ever.
Transvestite. Cock, cock.
Right, okay. Boone is fucking weird. Oh, dear. Yes, dear, I agree. Time goes very fast. So, yeah. That was 12 years ago. Good fucking Lord. I mean, if I was cheating then, I dyed my hair then. I've been thinking of dyeing my hair a wacky color now because I can. But yeah, that is a very weird. There was actually also there was a second one I did because they released some more Boone books. Very, very, very strange stuff. What are you going to do? How much Jennifer do I have left? See, it's like this is like a limited edition, and there's not much of them thinking there. Make another drink. Ugh. Suffer. I don't think I have the patience to do rainbow hair. No, I had. I think the one that I liked in my hair, and this was just like a supermarket hair dye that worked really well in my hair. It was called Rosewood Violet, and it's nice. Purple, because the greys are like natural highlights of purple. Do you reckon the other one was more fucked up? Oh, Jesus, why don't I... Because I did find there was a second video. I'll play the second one. Weirdest kids book. Also, did you remember? Like, I had an iPod back in the day. Okay, sorry. This is different, and it's only a really short video, and it's from 14 years ago. And I just want to play this. Holy fuck! So it's comparatively low res from 14 years ago. Oh god, what am I doing? Okay, sorry. I just now God, I'm just gonna play old videos. Share screen, share the audio, Edge tab. Video I called Childhood Memories. Oh, God. I'm going to get so depressed at how young I look. Okay. Look, it's not even widescreen. It's the square videos from that part of YouTube history. All right, I'm going to play this.
You know how when you're a kid, everything looks so large? Like when you're at school, the stairs seem so hard to climb. But when you go back and visit as an adult, you can jump them 4 at a time. I had a thing like that when I was a kid. There was this slide at a playground. It was the biggest slide in the world as far as I was concerned. I was terrified of it. I actually wouldn't go down it. This Christmas, visiting the family, I remembered that playground, and I decided to go back and look at that slide again and see the difference between being a child and a man. And check it out, it's huge. I knew it wasn't my imagination. And the view from the top is just as terrifying as I remember. That slide was as terrifying as I remember. This is more my sort of fun. Hey, stop laughing! That was scary!
Well, you're scared of penguins too.
Hey, penguins and big slides are both dangerous. You and your, I'm editing this bit out anyway.
So, yes, Nettie, I was wearing one hat backwards. And night, Kirsten. Barely a day over 50. Ugh. I just wanted to play that because it was so silly. All right, but okay. This is a slightly longer one, the Weird Kids book. This is from April 3rd, 2011. Okay. So what are we going to? I'm going to share this one. Being a public figure is weird. A very minor public figure. But yes, I have had people come up to me and stuff, and it's weird. All right. This one.
G'day viewers, I'm just making this video to release a little bit of tension. I've had a very unfruitful day with an editing project I set myself. So basically it was a really good idea. I was going to remix someone's YouTube video, like a spoken word YouTube video, with some music and make it a song because they just set up perfectly. I'm not going to give it away. It's not me. It's someone fairly well known, and I think it would be a really good idea, but it is proven beyond my capabilities at that point. So like, idea up here, really, really good. Actual ability of me down here, shit. Those two aren't going together at the moment. I might get some help with this. But let's do something a little bit diverse, because one thing I did to get it out of my system, go shopping. Nerd t-shirts. Yes, I got them. I get more of them whenever I can. But also, little bit of randomness. I want to share a couple of things with you, starting with revisiting our old friend Boone. If you're a longer term viewer or if you've got a good memory, you might remember what I listed as the weirdest kids book ever from Japan, which I actually got from the iTunes store. It's called Boone's Books. And there's a new Boone's book. I showed you two other ones. Now there's a third one, and it's Boone's relationship with money. Money and me, says Boone. And as a bit of a explanatory thing, for those who don't know, the Japanese monetary system, the savings, is dominated by savings in the post office. It's like $2 trillion or more in our money in savings in this post office system. Very conservative. So traditionally, the Japanese people have a very conservative attitude towards savings. And I think Boone is representing the younger generation who may be a bit confused. Well, let's have a look at Boone's story. Okay, so we start with Boone thinking about money.
I thought about relationship between me and money.
Apparently, Boone thinks he has a relationship with money. The next one, there's no sound. It's just Boone looking at his bank book. Kind of the way I look at porn, very furtively and hoping no one's looking. At least that's the impression he gives me.
I feel like spitting.
That's my favorite quote in the whole book. Don't we all feel like that some days?
I feel like spitting.
Apparently, his savings are not all they're cracked up to be. I'd like to have this as a ringtone or message tone on my phone, I think.
I feel like spitting.
That would make me feel better in almost any situation. Now, in comes this bloke. I don't know what's going on with him. He looks like more human than Boone. He's wearing a little hat that mimics Boone's ears, which strikes me as a bit condescending. If not racist, yes, I went there. I think he's a condescending racist. Oh, and his t-shirt says, money and happy. What a smug prick. Why doesn't his t-shirt just say smug bastard? But what does he say to Boone?
I got it. No, do not toss it away. Cat-san said who is a friend of good knowledge of finance matters. Oh, Cat-san.
Okay, Cat-san. Apparently, he knows all about the money, and he said to Boone, no, don't throw away your bank book. Apparently, smug bastard's gonna sort everything out.
Here's your precious bank book. Boone, are you throw away the money matters? No way.
Boone, you lying little shit. He saw you throw away the bank book. How else did he get it? We saw you throw away the bank book. You lying little bastard. Don't be in denial.
Well, to be honest, I really wish to be a good friend of money. I want to do the job I like, and then want to share my happiness with everybody.
Right. Well, I'm glad you're finally being honest, but to be honest with you, you can't be friends with money. Money's inanimate objects or an abstract concept, depending on how you look at it. But you can't be friends with money. Now, this little quote?
I want to share my happiness with everybody.
If I was, well, a bad person, I'd use an editing trick to have Boone say,
I want to share my happiness with everybody.
So do I, Boone. So do I. Okay, smug bastard's back. What has he got to say now?
That is right indeed. You do not need to think about the money matter in complicated way. The important thing for you is to value your wish for the good relationship with money, and trying to build the relationship.
Seriously, if my boss or a bank manager or any authority figure told me, don't worry about money, just, have a good relationship, I'd stab him in the fucking head. What is that shit? What is that shit? It's just, no. Money's not your problem. Money is my problem, you bastard. Stop being so smug and glib about it. What does Boone say now?
True, I would like to have good relationship with money, because it is very significant, and without the relationship, many things can't stand still.
You don't have a relationship with money. You can't have a relationship with money. That's a mental illness as far as I'm concerned. Okay, smug bastard's gonna say something else.
Well, there might be hard time due to money matter. How do you treat money when things are not going as good as you would like to?
Saying there might be hard times with money with that big shit-eating grin. Quite frankly, I would smack that grin right off that bastard's face. Okay, how does Boone sum up money and me?
I say, trust. between I and money is important. So, I won't waste money. That's a promise from me to money.
Now you're promising money. Boone, you're an idiot and you deserve whatever happens to you. And just
Nice Yakov Smirnov line, Dr. Abigail. In capitalist West, money has a relationship with you. Oh, Jesus. And that's a wild one, Annette. Keanu is Jesus cuddling a cat t-shirt is sold out. Good Lord. Oh, damn. Okay. So, yes, that was the weird book, Boone. I wonder if that still exists. Now I'm actually just going to look. Because I think it was free when I got it. I don't know. I'm going to look in the App Store. Suppose I'll just do Boone book. Boone book. Mills and Boone. Yeah, that's not surprising. Japanese? No, it doesn't exist on the App Store anymore. What do we got? All right. Nope, it does not seem to exist on the App Store anymore. Well, that's sad. Day over 90 in this video. And it's being a bit lighthearted, but it's actually slightly challenging to watch that back. Could be worse. Like every now and then, I see someone like an actor, a performer who was, hot AF in their youth when they're famous. And, the natural process of aging happens. And I think like that's got to be fucking difficult. Like you were so in the public eye constantly when you were young because you were hot and all that. And it's not necessarily that they're completely unattractive as they're older, but they're older. And I reckon that's got to do your fucking head in, honestly. I am going to have another go at my Geneva Old Fashioned. A little bit of cherry syrup. That is a really rich syrup. So yeah, that's the weird shit. Now I'm going to put less Amaro Montenegro in and less of the orange liqueur. About 10 mils of each. And I'm going to put more Jennifer in. So I'm wild. Wait, did I scare everyone off by just playing those weird old videos? That's okay. That's absolutely fair. All right. A little bit of mandarin liqueur. Okay. And finally, I'm going to put a bit more Jennifer in. Okie dokie doo, okie dokie doo, dookie doo, doo, dookie dookie doo. Right. Oh, I do not have much Jenna left. I'm going to see if they've got more of it. Oh, I just want to mix that, I guess. Mix it in the glass. Mix it in the glass. Make sure it's nice and mixed, and I want it to be chill too. Probably dilute it a little bit because I put extra Jennifer in there. I don't know how much alcohol that is. What's the ABV of the Jennifer? Sullivan's Cove. 43%. Okay. Slightly stronger than average for a spirit. Do 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 do. That's better. That is actually better. More Geneva and less of the other things. Now, I want to look up Never Distilling. Never Distilling. Yeah, we want to shop, you guys. Ginash. Core Gin range. Dark Series. Oyster Shell Gin. Argo Gin. Beeswax and Olive Gin, which I've got, which is fucking limited release, export strength, 1 litre. Southern Strength, 1 litre. Those are big fucking bottles. Gift packs. Ooh, man, it looks like I got the fucking, what's the other one? The Aquavit. I looked at the site and I was really surprised they still had Aquavit. And so I ordered some. Seems like that was a good idea because they don't have it anymore. Dang. Okay. So they don't have the Jennifer. All right. Looks like I did the smart thing. Right. So that then also makes me think. Bitters. Spirits. What spirits do they have, Jennifer? Canned cocktails? Ginger and mango spritz. Strawberry and rivermint spritz. Oh, that sounds pretty wild. Heavily aged. Okay, bottled cocktails and whatnot, which is all well and good. Tiki lovers, pineapple rum. All right. Don't think Geneva's liqueur. Aperitif Amaro. Yuzu Cello. Ooh, neat. Herbal bitter. Braulio. Macadamia and wattle seed. Yes, Mac. Love that. But I don't need that. I've got lots of it. Oh, Genepi. What is that? Is that really traditional liqueur, alpine plant? Actually, I will just search. Do they have Geneva? They have bitters. Does Dan's have it? On Twitter and type Dan Murphy opening hours. Oh, yeah, that is actually better. Yum-o. Does Dan sell any Geneva? South Coast Distillery, that's out of stock. Bols Geneva out of stock. Buy the Dutch dry gin. I know, there's actually a local bottle shop I should go to, and they have weird shit. I should go and see if they have Geneva. It's a whole thing. All right. It's a fun t-shirt. Home is where I kill my plants. Okay. Oh dear. Just looking to see if I have anything important in my email. Do I know that person? No. Thanks for your order at Trinket. Yes. No, okay, so that's that. Okay, good job. Oh, God. I don't know how long I'm going to last. It's really early, and I'm like, my channel. The videos. Oh, wait, there we are. Okay. Here's the thing. I am thinking of doing significantly fewer live streams and maybe doing some pre-recorded videos again. Because the live streams take up a lot of my time. So I think even just, the 2-hour ones, if I dedicated that to us doing stuff. Dr. Abigail, remind me, what was my idea of fireside chats? That sounds vaguely familiar. I know I have been thinking of doing videos as in pre-recorded videos and actually using my masks again, but instead of being shouty and whatnot, actually just discussing things. And I don't know, just making them look a bit different, like maybe using the cartoony effect that I use on some of my cocktail videos. Philosophical drunk chats. Could certainly always do that, Safa. Philosophical drunk chats. But yeah, I was thinking of, news of the day ones, but just being less shouty. So yeah, I don't know, like maybe keeping the live stream for, Friday and Saturday night where I can go off and putting a bit of time into making pre-recorded videos. I don't know, because the whole idea of the live streams, it was a COVID thing. I'm still not going out tonight to see my sister and her husband was a rarity because Mrs. Anger and I had decided we basically weren't going to go out until there were far fewer COVID cases, but we just were like, fuck it. Sister visiting from Dubbo, it seems kind of rude to not go out. She was saying she quite understood if we didn't want to go out because of COVID, but I was like, yeah, it still seems kind of shitty to not go out there. So we went out. But yeah, so given we're not actually locked down, I'm kind of pseudo-voluntarily lockdown, just avoiding too much being in crowds of people. Hey, Michael, how are you? I'm just philosophizing about maybe doing less live streams. And, hopefully putting that additional time I'd have free into doing some more pre-recorded videos. Who knows? It was very interesting because, okay, what you missed, Michael, is I actually played a bunch of quite old videos, 10 to 12-year-old videos. I think actually one of them was 14 years old. And it's not just that I was that much younger, but I think I was looking at them, I was obviously that much more enthused about YouTube back in the day. And I don't know, maybe I can rediscover it. As you say, Safik, creative work, doing something creative. Maybe. Also, what are we into? August, September, October. Because there was the original Mr. Angry mask, but then they branched out. Most of the masks I got after that came from like Halloween things. So Halloween's coming out. There might be some more good masks in the shops. I can create new characters with. Get the voices in my head out. Who knows? It's a thing I could do. Lord knows I've been ruminating on this for like the last fucking year. So I think the last pre-recorded video on my main YouTube channel is from November 2020. So coming up on 2 years since I uploaded a pre-recorded video. That's when I was talking about Pete Evans being an actual Nazi, promoting Nazi imagery. Although he later denied it and he deleted the social media posts where he made it clear he knew he was posting Nazi imagery and was doing it on purpose. And again, so I love with these idiots, these absolute fucking idiots, like COVID, it started with Trump. All the fringe whack jobs started coalescing under the QAnon shit. But it really, really solidified with COVID, where everything from anti-vaxxers to flat earthers to Trumpers, just a myriad of conspiracy theorists, through to the outright Nazis, the people who revere Hitler and promote Nazi ideology, the far right, the violent far right, they all coalesced into this gross, terrible blob. And they think there's no repercussions for what they do. And they get really fucking shocked when there's repercussions. And there's this video from almost 2 years ago where Pete Evans promoted Nazi imagery in a positive light. And when someone said, that's Nazi imagery, and he's like, I wondered when people would notice. And he seemed shocked when it was made clear to him that's going to fuck your career. You actively promoting Nazi imagery is bad for your career. And he seemed genuinely shocked, and he deleted the stuff. But it's just like the idea that someone promotes Nazi ideology, Nazi imagery as a positive thing, not realizing in decent society that's what we call a career limiting move. It fucking does my head in these people have got their heads so far up their own asses that they can't see simple shit like being a Nazi's bad. Aside from Hitler being an anti-masker. Hitler was a populist, a demagogue, and a manipulator. Hang on, I'll be back in a second. Oh, wait a sec. Actually, I'm gonna sip it. I made another version of the drink. Yeah, it's still a little sip in there. I think it's actually better. I'm modifying the recipe a little bit. Nice. Yeah, I think that's better. All right, all right, all right. Michael, you like it when Karens get their comeuppance. But again, these people who do these ridiculous, outrageous things, they have no idea there can be consequences to your action. There can be blowback. You can suffer consequences. Like, like the Karen thing was really popularized by white women in America calling the cops on black people for existing, and they are completely oblivious to the fact that, vaguely decent people who see you doing this are just going to go, what the fuck are you doing? It is inconceivable to them that anyone would judge them negatively for their horrific fucking behavior. Absolutely wild. And I guess, obviously the most extreme example is the January 6th insurrectionists who violently attacked the Capitol, many of them with the intent of harming, killing politicians. They were like genuinely surprised that there are repercussions for that. Like, seriously, an armed attack on the Capitol, and you're surprised that you're being convicted of serious criminal offenses and jailed? And like they tried to equate it to left-wing activism that's ended up being violent, because the cops are just always violent to left-wing people. Things like Black Lives Matter in the US and whatnot. It's like, and they try and say it's the same thing. It's like, no, actually, even though those people weren't fucking attacking the Capitol building with the intent of murdering politicians, they were just standing up against cops. They know that the forces are against them, and they know they're under threat. They know they're in danger. They know they're facing repercussion because they're not fucking idiots. Just this continual thing of, I won't face repercussions for this shit, is, Jesus, it's stunning that these people think, suffer should Trump be in jail for January 6th? Well, he's under pretty serious investigation. But again, Trump's instigation of the January 6th insurrection, it's a bit esoteric. It's a bit hard, like, well, yeah, what are you really going to get him on there? So it's like what they're investigating him on now. And what he's likely to face criminal charges for is illegally having the secret documents in his private residence, because that's arguably a simpler, clearer breach of law. So if you're surprised the Capitol was under internal security, okay, I'm not exactly sure what you mean there, but that was the other thing. The thing of people being surprised at repercussions, like when a bunch of these fuckwits had reached, I think it was the Senate chamber. The senators had all been evacuated, but there was some security in there with fucking guns, and they were barricading the door. And these lunatics were battering on the door like they were going to come in, and the security was essentially trying to guard the retreat of the senators. And they've got their guns drawn and they're pointing them at the door and they're basically saying, fuck off or we'll shoot. And these fucking lunatics just kept going. And so the security opened fire and they killed a woman. And it's like, and you get these various right-wing lunatics saying the security was wrong in that. It's like, how, when you are violently attacking the Capitol, you are making it clear your intention is to attack the senators, and these guys, security with their guns drawn, are saying, fuck off or we'll shoot you, and you don't fuck off. And in fact, you double down on your violent attempt to break through the door. How the fuck can you be surprised they actually opened fire? It's just Jesus. And so it's not so much that there was a lack of security, but nobody really expected these fucking morons to break in like they did. Because again, all the security people in there, their choice was, do I open fire on these people or not? Which, thankfully, most of them took as an extremely tough choice. I have this funny feeling they wouldn't have found it as tough a choice. The crowd was left wing, or maybe a bit blacker or browner. I'm being cynical, maybe, but maybe that's real. Michael, no justice like angry mob justice. Yeah, but again, like those fucking people beat a cop to death. But yeah, that one woman who got killed by the security in the White House. No, sorry, not the White House. The Capitol building. It just does my head in that you get these people who say that was the crime, shooting that woman. It's like, you fucking psychopaths were trying to break down the door. They have their guns drawn and they're just like, fuck off or we'll shoot you. And you didn't fuck off. This otherworldly thing they have that they're not going to face repercussions. And you get like all the weird, like I said, the weird fringe splinter groups that all come together. The one that keeps coming back to, like the true weirdos, the Sovereign Citizen Brigade. These people are absolutely disconnected from reality. Like they believe that it means something, that they just say something like, I'm a natural person, and they say something like, I'm not subject to your laws. And they think the laws then don't apply to them. And they get in their little wank circles. Pre-internet, they used to get together face to face and convince each other that they're right about this. Now on the internet, larger groups of them get together into this circle jerk and feed each other bullshit. And then they just believe their own bullshit. And they come up with this weird fucking thing about, natural law and this, and they can literally just say, because X, your laws don't apply to me, you can't enforce the laws. And they think that's real. They think it's real. And it's like, motherfucker, it's not real. You are a weird, delusional person. What the fuck? What the fuck are you talking about? It's just absolutely. Yes, Michael, they have rights. Safa, here's the thing. If they had any sort of increased security, like, the National Guard, it's going to end up, they're going to end up shooting left-wing people like, abortion rights defenders and whatnot. It's just, what was the old Rage Against the Machine line? Some of those who work forces are the same who burn crosses. It's it's kind of like is the joke like, why don't cops bust Klan meetings? And it's for the same reason you never see Spider-Man and Peter Parker in the same room, same person. But again, see, so if there was increased armed security, like, on the one hand, I think, okay, surely these fuckwits would never be stupid enough again to storm the Capitol building, because A, all the fuckwits who did it last time are facing jail time. B, they probably would get fucking shot. Like, they, again, you imagine they did it now. Now Biden's president. Biden and the Democrats and the politicians generally go, okay, we now know for a fact our lives are in danger, so you should just fucking shoot them. It would just be a dangerous and awful. And I may be guilty of joking about what should happen to these people, but if there was another similar crowd of these fucking lunatics and any sort of security force opened fire on them, it'd be fucking awful. It'd be a fucking disaster. Well, I think I gave my big prediction. And again, predictions about the future are fucking worthless. Mine probably more worthless than many. But my big call is, I would be surprised if the United States, as we understand it now, still existed in 20 to 30 years. Because again, you look at empires historically, they fall apart in 200 or 300 years. Michael, there probably are rules about deploying military to the capital. But again, the president could probably declare an emergency. And again, having seen how far these fucking lunatics would go if they were stupid enough to do it again, for all the lies that the Trumpies say, there were clearly, in that violent mob, there were very clearly very dangerous people with murderous intent. So, and if, like I said, I don't think anything like that would happen again, just because there's at least some common sense has leaked in. You will ruin your life. Like, you will get prosecuted, you will get jailed, and you will ruin your life. So I don't think they'll do it again. But if they did, there would be a much higher chance that some sort of security force would open fire on them. Celtic King, so you're kind of in line with me. You don't think Americans will know exist in 30 to 40 years. Oh, neat. Is that money for you, Justin? 600,000 for Democrats abroad. Neat. All right. It's now, okay. It's 11, which is really early for party night. Hey, Mimsy's coming to say hello. You going to come up and say hello, Mimsy? Come up here. Come on. That's it. All right. I'm going to adjust my camera so Mimsy can say hello. There she is. Mimsy. Mimsy. Did Mrs. Angry shut the bedroom door? Is that why you're here? Because you can't get into the bed? I think we've had her on medication for a week and a half, bordering on 2 weeks. And we got told by the vet you wouldn't see significant improvement till 3 weeks. I think her demeanor's started to improve. She's been less annoying and making less terrible noises. Look at her. She just loves being petted. So I think it's starting to work. So worked out. It's part of, I think there's even a little bit more tummy on the sides. Her fucking hips are still really bony here. She needs to put on weight. She's been far too skinny for the last year or two. So she's on medication for hypothyroidism, which should A, improve her demeanor, and B, help her put a little bit of weight on. Which would be nice, Mimsy. If you're a bit easy to pat, she has really nice fur, but she's so fucking bony at the moment. Bony cat, Mimsy. Oh, yeah, no, Michael, didn't I reply to that? Michael was playing with tanks at work on Wednesday, exactly like my Wednesday, except my Wednesday had slightly less tanks. Jim, what are you doing? Authorities are in their death throes. Good to see. Expect to make things ugly in the media of their own. That's a whole other thing. Yeah, no, Mimsy, we both Mrs. Anger and I have noticed Mimsy's demeanor has seemed better the last couple of days. She makes less awful noises. She's not making any noise. She's just really liking the attention. Silly kitty. Oh, yeah, Justin, that's the weird thing. How much money is spent on election campaigns in the US is absolutely fucking wild. All right, you got your funny cat. She's wanting all the attention. I'm just deciding, do I have another alcoholic beverage? I might have a martini, actually. Freezer martini? Should I have a freezer martini, Mimsy? Should I? Freezer martini? Then I can top it up. Jim, you have recipes? Oh, well, we know stuff she likes. Are you? I'm keen. I'm keen on Mimsy recipes. Mimsy, how about I'm going to get up. What if I put you on your little tower over there? Would that be okay? Would it? Would that be okay? Oh, she looks some love. Celtic King, yes, this is one of my sexy cocktail shirts. I wore it out tonight. Martini shirt. So I should have a martini because I'm wearing a martini shirt. Okay, Mimsy Bimsy. I'm going to put you up here. There, just go up there. She normally makes an exasperated noise when you pick her up. There, oops. There she is. I'm going to do that. There we go. Yeah, there you go. There you go, Mimsy. There you go. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right, I'm going to go get myself a martini glass. I'm going to pour myself a martini. I had my mixing glass out and I never used it. I need to put it back. It's not dirty. Okay, so mixing glass bag. Martini glass. And you know, fuck it. I'm going to do a lemon peel in it as well. Oh, Mimsy, we're doing martinis. Get the freezer martini out. Yeah, I'm going to need to top it up, Mimsy. See that? Need to top up the freezer martini. Okay. Yes, it's all good, Mimsy. It's all good. Oh, it sounds like it's raining outside at the moment. All right. Settle down, Mimsy. I'm just pouring myself a freezer martini, and then I'll give you... Look at her. She's so desperate and needy. You want more patch. You want more patch, yeah. She's reasonably happy to stay up there. I just got to give her little head and chin scratches. Yes. Yes, Sookie cat. Mimsy is a Sookie cat. All right, freezer martini. Oh, that's pretty fucking good. Oh my god, that's pretty fucking good. I think, what will I top the freezer martini up with, Mimsy? Probably, I think I'll be finishing one bottle of Navy Strength gin. Oh man, that's really nice though. I'm going to split it between Navy Strength and another one. What do I do? I thought, yeah, okay. I thought that was a good question from Safa. What about Republicans abroad? Justin, you reckon US citizens living outside the US wouldn't vote Republican? Neat. It was a good question, Safa. I like that. Oh, I think Mimsy, sorry. Just giving Sookie Mimsy some scratches. Yeah, it's definitely raining. It's not raining super heavy, but it's raining a bit more. What do we think about that, Mimsy? Bit of rain? Ooh, I might be due. Am I due for new gins? Oh, I might use my new Never Never honey and beeswax gin. That is a really nice gin. Just a little bit of that. Actually, I might even put a teeny bit of my olive brine in here. Dirty up my martini. You've got to get it dirty. But dirty and dry. Mrs. Angry had a martini tonight that's called Dirty Wet. Celtic, you dipping out already? Thanks for dropping in and saying hi, man. Justin, outside, away from propaganda, you can see through it. There's also studies that show conservative people are less likely to travel, and also conservative people who do travel get less conservative as they see more of the world. That's not a universal truth, but there's a trend in that. Michael, you're having rum and Coke. You know what my hot tip for rum and Coke? Lime juice. So it's a Cuba Libre then. Limes are a little bit expensive, I think, but that's my hot tip for spicing up your rum and Coke. One is lime juice. Second is actually bitters. There's a whole spectrum of bitters, but even if you just get Angostura bitters, that's my hot tip to try. A little bit of lime juice in your rum and Coke, or maybe bitters, just to make it a little bit different. You know, rum and Coke's a classic. So, okay, Michael, you got lime juice in the fridge. I'd say a little. Just try it and see what you think. A little squeeze of lime juice in a rum and Coke. Then that's a Cuba Libre. Then, if it's got lime juice in it. Yeah, Justin, it's not universal. There are, of course, conservative people in cities. There are, of course, progressive people in country areas. But in cities, you tend to get exposed to more people, more ideas, more cultures, more different things. So you tend to be a bit more open and a bit less conservative. Whereas in country areas where you're more likely to only see people like you, you're less likely to see different cultures, stuff like there's a tendency towards conservatism. But yeah, there are a lot of studies that show the more different people you're exposed to, the more different ideas, different cultures you're exposed to, the less bigoted you're likely to be. Yes, Safa, you're a progressive in a country area. Nice. Was it? There's an old saying, like it's even attributed to someone in antiquity. It's just like all generalizations are dangerous, including this one. Which is a neat turn of phrase, whoever actually came up with it. Because, of course, I think humans are prone to generalizations. It's like, as we were saying, people in cities tend to be more progressive than people in country areas. That's generalization. There's a lot of evidence to support that, but to treat it as an absolute truth is dangerous. But I love the idea of saying all generalizations are dangerous, including this one. So by saying all generalizations are dangerous, you're saying, well, some generalizations are accurate and true. That's an interesting question, Safa. If you're conservative and travel to an extremely conservative country, conservatism can mean very different things in different countries. Because classical conservatism doesn't mean xenophobia, doesn't mean bigotry, doesn't mean racism. What we see today in the world is people who call themselves conservative. There's a tendency towards bigotry in them as well. That's not a part of classical conservatism. But you get... What would be interesting is sometimes, like, a right-winger conservative xenophobe travels to another country because they think that the dominant culture in that country is like theirs, but they forget they travel there. They may be seen as an outsider, so they are then on the receiving end of the bigotry and xenophobia, and it might make them angry. It might make them react against it. It might help them actually see, hey, bigotry and xenophobia is actually bad. It's complex. People are complex. So I think we've all got relatives who are bigots, man. It's very, very hard to not be subject to bigots in family, social, or work circles. Justin, you raise an interesting point. Some people fell into the trap of thinking, the Teals were progressive. They're not. They're conservative. They're Liberal Party conservatives who look at what the current Liberal Party, particularly under Morrison, is doing and just going, no, fuck no. What the fuck is this shit? Jesus Christ. No, not this. This is fucked. But they're not progressives. And they're not, saviors or anything. They're conservatives. But honestly, if the Liberal Party was more like the Teals, they'd be more likely to win government because they would reflect more people. There's been this weird shit of conservative political parties in the last 10 to 20 years pandering increasingly to the extreme right because they think the sort of core of their party will continue to vote for them. And they've gone, we're going to try and recruit these really extreme people, and they take like the core of their party for granted. And in Australia, at least, it's starting to bite them. Mimsy wants the attention. Mimsy wants the attention. She's a big sook. Safa, I think if the Teals continue to post candidates, they're in a position to relegate the existing Liberal Party to minor party status. Here's the interesting thing, though. The Nationals in country areas have just rusted on voters. I think it would be possible for Conservative independents to unseat National Party people and say, hey, you know, they're not actually representing you. They're just stooges for the Liberal Party. Yeah, I think Bob Catter, he rejected the National Party and was his own thing. And Bob Catter is a seriously flawed person, but I do think he has more integrity than your average National Party or Liberal Party politician. You're just going, oh, you're going to jump down, Mimsy? Mimsy's, you're going for a walk, or you're going to try and sit on my lap? I think she's going to try and sit on my lap. And yes, Safa, my seat in Caulfield is the first one the Teals have declared they're going to run someone. If the same strip of seats they ran in the federal election, they ran in the Victorian state election, the Victorian Liberals would be fucked. They would lose a bunch of seats either to Labor or the Teals. I mean, fuck, man, anything could happen at the next state election. I do hold out hope that Labor actually get an increased majority. Look, geez, anything could happen. Labor could lose the next election. The LNP could be in power. Honestly, that's super unlikely, but it's possible. And I have to brace myself for that. I live in a world where nice things don't happen anymore. And yes, Safa, that is the only reasonable reaction to Victorian Libs. Seriously. Yeah, Justin, although Tony Windsor and Rob Oakeshott were not out there on the fringe like Bob Catter, but they were an interesting case as well, because they were kind of more mainstream conservatives, and they just went, Tony Abbott is a fucking psycho, and to represent our electorate, and because they had meetings with Abbott and with Gillard, and they came to the conclusion to get a better result for our electorate, we should support a Gillard minority government, because an Abbott minority government is just going to take us for granted and give us nothing, as the Gillard government is not going to take us for granted and will give us stuff. But yeah, I certainly have. Tony Windsor's on Twitter. I follow him on Twitter. I have a lot of time for Tony Windsor. But he's a conservative. We disagree on things. I don't know. I'd love to ask him, Tony, I think all the billionaires should be in prison until everyone in the supply chain that creates their wealth is properly compensated. How do you feel about that? Like, if those people are only generating wealth off the people who are being exploited so extremely, it at times gets difficult to differentiate the treatment from slavery. What do you think? Do you think that they should compensate all those people fairly? I don't know. Tony Windsor might go for it. But that's my radical world, where it's like, no, you don't get to make a profit until everyone in the supply chain is being properly compensated. The idea of the 1% or the 1% of the 1% creating masses of wealth by exploitation is literally criminal, absolutely criminal. And yes, Justin, I'm also on that. I do believe not all conservatives are shit. There are conservatives who come to their political position from a position of integrity where they just believe different things will work. I disagree with them and I would never vote for them. But I don't regard them with contempt. It's just that when I look around the world, the majority of people who lead conservative political parties or who are self-appointed conservative mouthpieces are fucking abominations. They just fucked. So was Turnbull a good conservative? Turnbull was a fucking coward. Turnbull was a spineless piece of shit. And he's also an egotist. And again, that's not limited to the conservative side. As I said multiple times, Rudd destroyed his potential to be a great prime minister by being a raging egotist. Fuck Kevin Rudd, okay? I want to make that absolutely clear. I don't think I'll ever forgive Kevin Rudd for his fuckery. He's an egotistical piece of shit who was horrible to people. Turnbull did a bunch of fuckery around the NBN. But again, going back to the previous Labor government, Stephen Conroy, I fucking hate Stephen Conroy for his high-handed, arrogant attitude that alienated Telstra. So Telstra ended up fucking kneecapping the growth of the NBN, which when Labor lost power, the rollout of the NBN hadn't progressed far enough, so the Liberals could kill it. If Stephen Conroy had been a bit more consultative and a bit more conciliatory, instead of just saying "fuck you, Telstra," the NBN could have been rolled out so far the Liberals couldn't derail it when they got into power. But Stephen Conroy has a huge amount of responsibility for that. Turnbull, I get the joke, Dr. Abigail. Did Turnbull invent the internet? Turnbull was one of the biggest early investors in the internet in Australia. Most of Turnbull's personal wealth he was already rich, but then he invested a lot of wealth into early internet companies in Australia, which increased his wealth significantly. Turnbull understood the internet better than most politicians and funded a lot of internet development in Australia. So, Safo, which Rudd was worse, 1 or 2? I'm not sure what you mean. And no, I don't particularly like Telstra. I think Telstra deliberately hobbling the NBN was fucked. I think it was super fucked. But also Conroy more or less created the situation where Telstra behaved in a fucked way to protect what they perceived as their own interests. Yeah, as I say, if Conroy hadn't alienated Telstra to the degree he did, when Labor lost power, the NBN could have been rolled out so far, the Libs couldn't have fucked it. But because Telstra deliberately slowed, it wasn't rolled out, so the Libs could fuck it. And so we're all fucked. Oh, Safa, did Rudd wanted to disband Telstra retail? I don't know. Look, I've worked. Okay, it's. Okay, there's. At one extreme is you have all utilities run by the government. They're nationalized. Like Telstra used to be a government thing. All energy used to be run by the government. And they've decided to privatize it. And the rampant privatization has been a complete and colossal failure in the energy sector in particular. Now, Telstra behaved very stupidly in the 80s and 90s and aggressively tried to block innovation. So you had to open the market up so there was some competition and whatnot. And I feel like there's a constant tension between we should regulate and control markets and we should have complete sort of freedom and unfettered stuff. If you allow capitalists and oligarchs to control everything, that's a recipe for disaster. If you allow bureaucracy and government to control everything, that's a recipe for stagnation and the crushing of innovation. You need to find some sort of balance. And I think there's no one answer. I think there's a constant tension and there's a constant struggle. And it's like, okay, we need more regulation and protection, and that gets all fucked and nothing goes forward. And so then you overthrow that and say, we need more freedom, we need more competition, and you get innovation, whatnot. But then you get fucking capitalists doing really stupid shit. And you get consumers being abused and whatnot. And that's why I think there's no one answer, because humans are complicated and volatile, and there's a push and pull and a tension between sort of left-wing and right-wing ideas. I don't think there's a thing you can decree that would make everything perfect. You need to things are going to change. You need to innovate, you need to change, but you also need some level of constraint on that change. Or you get people who come up with innovations that cause just destruction and hardship. It's kind of like people who go like, yeah, releasing all this energy, oil and coal and gas and all this stuff, like, yeah, everyone's lives are much better. We've got heating, we've got air conditioning, we've got cars, we've got industry. Yeah. And the medium to long-term destruction of the environment is terrible. And the companies who rip all these profits out kind of glibly ignore the fact that they are creating pollution and other problems that will cost billions or trillions to fix. It's like, well, those companies should probably pay for the cleanup. Just saying, if the production of energy requires a cleanup bill as well, maybe the companies who generate all this wealth from energy production also have to foot the bill for the cleanup. Just thrown it out there as a wild and crazy idea. What do you say, Mimsy? Do you like that martini? I like that martini. I also think I swear to God, like I had 4 cocktails starting at like 4:30. I probably had my first cocktail before 5 o'clock, which is pretty fucking early for me. And over 2 hours, I think I had 4 cocktails over 2 hours. Or was it 5? 4 or 5 cocktails. Okay. Yeah, 2 I think I had 2 at each venue. Jesus, I'm actually slightly confused about how much I drank when I was out. But it's like, over a 2 hour, 3 hour period, I had 4 or 5 cocktails, and they were fucking strong. They were not skimping on this. Safa, I think I'm probably Tim Smithed. I'm somewhere between 3/4 and fully Tim Smith. So like I'm pretty fucking drunk. Like, yeah, but again, unlike Tim Smith, I'm not a steaming pile of shit. So I would not get in a car and attempt to drive somewhere now. Here's the thing, like, I can converse, I can read. It's like, so I go, oh yeah, I'm fine. No, there's no fucking way I should be driving a car right now. I'm fucking hammered. But in a nice, light way. Like, I'm not drooling, I'm not vomiting, I'm not falling over. And that's, Tim Smith's excuse when he got fucking pissed and drove and crashed into someone's walls. Like, he thought he was okay. It's like, you're just an irresponsible fucking asshole, mate. Safa, I came home public transport. So me and Mrs. Angry were joking. Oh my God, it's so early and we're so pissed. It's like, yeah, it's going to take us an hour to get home. We'll kind of, Justin, have I had drunk sex? Thanks for the question. Yes. Have I had chemically altered sex? Yes, I have. In Minecraft, because I just realized if it wasn't an abstract thing that I did in Minecraft, I'd be admitting to committing a crime, and I don't commit crimes. Look, I've got a kitty cat. No one who has a beautiful ginger kitty cat commits crimes. Safa, how many trams? There's only one tram. I didn't have to change trams. Oh, geez, it was like a 45 minutes on a tram. I mean, a train is faster, but trains are also more crowded. It's like it's 45 minutes on a tram between my place and the city. And that's being very vague in general because there's a lot of variables with trams. You getting back up here? Yeah, go back up there, Mimsy. I didn't even put you up there. What are you doing, you silly cat? You're a very silly cat. You're a very silly cat. So I also want to stress, Justin, have I had drunk sex? I've never had drunk sex with a stranger because you're getting into really weird things there. I've had drunk sex with someone I was already involved with, and otherwise affected sex with people I was already involved with. But I've never had drunk sex or any sort of inebriated sex with a stranger. I've never really had stranger sex, actually. Just totally random. Outside of uni, I guess. All right. So I think... Michael, you're not allowed to do crimes. You're not gay. Yes, I have to admit, I love their thing, be gay, do crimes. Glee, hello. Yeah, I am pleasantly drunk. Yes. Oh, yeah, I've been to your place. I don't know if I have been to your place again. You're 5 minutes on a tram to your place. Oh, gosh, Safa, that's a scary one. Trump sex. Again, who didn't cringe a bit when you heard the thing about that porn star who accepted money to have sex with Trump, and you just sort of think, ugh. Or, his current wife even, who it's clearly a transactional relationship they have. But, oh my God, just look at how gross Trump is, and you're just like, ugh. But hey, gross people deserve to have sex too, he said, thinking about how he looks. Yeah, that's the whole thing, Justin. Vigorous snuggles. See, that's a kind of appealing. That's an appealing phrase, Dr. Abigail. Vigorous snuggles. That sounds like something that I'm a fan of, honestly. All right. Before I go to bed, and I think I will go to bed soon, I'm Okay, I'm going to top up my freezer martini. Oh, how good was that noise? How good was that noise? Yeah, Nettie, that's another good one. Messy cuddles. Vigorous snuggles and messy cuddles. A good one. That's a good noise in the bottle. I'm going to get a funnel and I'm going to top that up. Oofed. Okay. Come over here. Why don't we just do this little one? Okay. I'm possibly creating a problem for myself here. Don't you worry, Mimsy. Everything will be fine. All right. So, going to get this navy strength. Oh, what other gin will I put in here? The Never Never. That was the one I was going to put in. Beeswax and olive gin. All right. So, okay. So I'm going to empty this bottle. This is my 23rd Street Distillery Navy Strength. God, I think I got that a couple months ago. Don't really go through these now. How much is left in the bottle? 2.5 ounces. There you go. All right. So I'll put that in. I'll put in 3 ounces of this one. Oh, how squeaky is that? That's like not cork. The 23rd Street one was a natural cork. That's a plastic one. I think that's why it's so squeaky. So I'm going to put 3 ounces of this one in. Ooh, I spilled some gin. That's okay. Oh, no, that's pretty good. That's working out. So I'm going to put this back. Yes, Glee. Mimsy is a bit of a camera hoe. She's Pat. You going to join me? I'm going to go into bed. You're going to come and sit on the bed? Yeah, you'll like that, won't you? Okay. So, okay, this bottle goes in recycling. And this one goes back on the shelf. Right, so put this one back. Now, I'm going to put a bit of vermouth in. And I think I'm going to put more of this one, the Unico Pomelo, which is a really nice dry vermouth. Is that what you're looking for, Michael? A mutually agreeable, shallow, meaningless overnight relationship? Why the heck not? So this is a pretty dry martini. An ounce. Actually, you know what? Might make it a bit wetter. I'm going to put another ounce in. Fuck it. And I'm going to dirty it up a bit, and then I'm going to put some water in. Oop, that's the wrong stopper. I'm going to keep that. That'd be a useful stopper. I've got extra stoppers here. Okay, empty bottles. All right, I'll put this back. Where is my brine? My dirty Sue. Dirty Sue. This is just a bottle of olive brine for making dirty martinis. All right. Ooh, another big squeak. Abigail, snuggling's awesome. I fucking love snuggling. Ooh, this is it's going to be dirty when I try it again. All right. So now I'm going to put a little bit of water to simulate stirring it on ice. Put the dirty Sue back. Christ, there's so many bottles in there. I have to empty some of them. Let's put a bit of water in here. And where are we? Can't put a bit of water in here. All right, that's enough. That's enough water. All right, that's what I was thinking. Where does this other stopper come from? The other stopper was from my bloody freezer martini. Ugh. All right, so that's going back in. Freezer martini, freeze that. All right. Oh shit. Ugh. So I'm probably not going to try that new mix of the freezy martini before Sunday. I don't know, tomorrow night, at-home date night with Mrs. Angry. I might have a martini tomorrow night. We'll see. Michael, you're going good night. I'm going to eat my cocktail cherry and say good night. It's not bad. Those ones, they're not as good as Luxardo cherries, but now I've put it in a richer cherry syrup. They're pretty good. All right. Look, again, this is pretty early for a party night, but I started drinking it like 4:30. I need to go to bed. All right, so I'm not going to be on tomorrow night. I'm having an at-home date night with Mrs. Angry. I'll probably be on Sunday, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So you find people, look after yourselves, and I'll say good night. I hope to see you again soon. But along with Mimsy, I will say